once I worked with a team in the pharmaceutical industry, and it was in the sales community, and they were having some issues with cost. There was too much travel expense going on in the organization, and they needed to cut back on travel. So they all agreed as a team, we need to stop traveling business class and first class. You know, we need to go back to coach class travel. We got to cut back our expenses. We haven't turned this situation around. So they all said, okay. But they didn't have any conflict around it. They just said, yeah, they nodded their heads. Okay. So the question was, did they really commit to this? Well, without conflict, they didn't commit. Nobody really weighed in. They just agreed. They nodded their heads. Well, so what happens? Well, half the members of the team go out and say, I'm not going to do that. So they're flying around business class. The other half thought it was serious, and they start doing it. They start to find out, like, I'm slaving away in the back row with this much space, flying to New York for a sales meeting, where my colleagues are sitting in first class. They started to get really mad at each other and frustrated. They finally got back together in a meeting, and they said, what are you guys doing? How come you're not flying coach like me? And they're like, oh, I didn't really think that was a good idea. Well, you didn't say anything about it. It's like, yeah, I just figured I wouldn't make any problems. And it caused a great deal of conflict and stress, and it sent a message to other people and other teams that nobody was really serious about cutting costs. You see, if people don't have conflict, they don't really commit. And if people don't commit, then it's going to create all kinds of stress in an organization. We have to know that after we make decisions that people are actually committed and they're going to leave and do what we've agreed to do. And that's why conflict is so important for enabling commitment.